There's more fun and games to be brought to you in this special, in which we're going to be playing the PS3 version of Jeopardy. How are we going to do? Let's find out.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Rivette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: the solar system, famous pears, literature, prefixes, movie adjectives, and ice cream. Player one, you're in command. In business, done and blank. It's player one. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Bradstreet. You again. In the world of classic TV game shows, blank and Todman. Let's hear it, player one. Great, you're back into it now. Player one. On the ice rink, blank and Dean. Player one. Right. You in medieval legend, Tristan and blank. Okay, player one. Good. In literature and on British TV, Jeeves and blank. Player one. Right you are. Player one. Cohen and Greenfield are the last names of the co-founders of this company that created Cherry Garcia ice cream. It's player one. That is correct. Player one. Though it started with just 31 flavors, this chain now has more than 1,000, including SPF 31. Player one. Correct. So this treat gets its name because a certain fruit is cut lengthwise and then topped with ice cream, nuts, and whipped cream. It's player one. Yeah! You are correct. So this three-flavored ice cream is named for an Italian city. Yes, player one? That is correct. Many claim to have invented these. One man made them from waffles at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. Player one? Right. We return to you, Player one. The ban on this D.H. Lawrence book was lifted in 1959 in the United States. Let's hear it, Player one. Good. Player Federico Garcia Lorca wrote a famous one of these for the death of a bullfighter. Yes, Player one. Good. Player one. Whitman's When Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloomed was an elegy to him. Let's hear it, Player one. Correct. Player Polonius one tells this character, "This above all, to thine own self be true." Yes, Player one. Correct. Answer. It's the Daily Double. You are in first and the Daily Double clue. This woman was the subject of Petrarch's Canzoniere. You have maintained your lead. Here we go. Player one. 1989. The Blank Baker Boys. Yes, Player one. That is correct. Player 2011. 1. The Blank Lady. It's Player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player three? That is correct. Player three, you start. 2000. The Blank Storm. Yes, Player one? Yes. Player one? 1969. The Blank Bunch. Okay, Player one? Yep. Player 2005. One? The Blank Gardener. Okay, Player one? That is correct. We return to, medically speaking, hemo, hema, and hemato all mean this. Player one? Good for you. Before standard and marine, it means below. Let's hear it, Player one. Yes. Player one? Before biography or graph, it means self. It's Player one. Right. Player one? It puts the fire before technics and mania. Let's hear it, Player one. Hey, you're right. Player one? This prefix turns 1 byte of data into about 1 billion. Yes, Player one? Good. Player one? In December of 2006, NASA announced that water may have flowed on this planet's surface within the past decade. Player one? You got it. Please. In 1980, Hermes, one of these objects, came within 300,000 miles of the Earth. It's Player one. Nope. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we wanted. An asteroid. Player on one. October 10th, 1846, 17 days after the discovery of this planet, its largest moon, Triton, was discovered? Let's hear it, player one.
Yeah!
So these solar discharges, consisting of light, heat, and cosmic rays, may last up to an hour. Let's hear it, player one. Right you are.
Yeah! Woo!
And the last clue for $1,000. In July of 2005, scientists announced the discovery of Eris, a dwarf planet larger than Pluto, in this belt. Player one? Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, player two. That's correct. Okay, we have player three in third place, which means that player three will go first in the Double Jeopardy round. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. The gall of that guy. All things operatic. NBA nicknames. Asian bodies of water. Science guys. And word origins. Okay, let's get back into this. Player three, you make the next selection. Also called the Salt Sea, it's actually a large lake between Israel and Jordan. Player one?
Yeah!
That is correct. Where do we... The Sea of Japan splashes against this peninsula that's politically divided into north and south. Okay, player one? Yes. Leading ports on this gulf include Abadan in Iran and Al-Basra in Iraq. Okay, player one? Right. Answer. The first of the daily doubles. And you have the daily double clue. This holy river of India was named for the daughter of the mountain god Himalaya. Okay, that takes you down to... Here's the correct response. The Ganges. Player one of the world's longest rivers, it forms the border between China's Sichuan province and Tibet. Yes, player one? You got it. Player one, you pick again, please. Let's get Kelly's assistance on this clue.
The final act of this Bizet opera takes place outside a bull ring, similar to this one, where the heroine is stabbed to death.
Player one? That's right, way to go. So, in 1939, she made her operatic debut in Cavalleria Rusticana in Athens at the age of 15. Let's hear it, player one. Hey, you're right. Player this one? Barnaby Rudge author wrote the libretto for John Hulla's The Village Coquettes. Let's hear it, player one. You got it. The three basic vocal classifications for women opera singers are soprano, mezzo-soprano, and this lowest range. It's player one.
No! Yeah!
Italian opera of the early 1700s developed into two basic types, opera seria, or serious opera, and this, comic opera. Player one? No, sorry. Any other takers?
No.
We're talking about opera buffa. Player one, back to you. De Gaulle's June 18th, 1940 broadcast in this city asking for France's leadership led to a death sentence in a French court. It's player one. No. Anyone else? Yes, player three. Good for you. All right, let's get back into this. Player three has control. MJ. Okay, player one. Good. Player one. Pistol Pete. Yes, player one. Nope. Sorry. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player three. Yeah, good. Player three, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. Sir Charles. It's player one. Good for you. Okay, Mr. Clutch. Okay, player one. Good. Please, Hondo. Player one. Yep. Player one, back to you. De Gaulle wanted a small mobile army versus static theories like this defensive line named for a minister of war. It's player one. That's right, way to go. Charles de Gaulle fought in this February to July 1916 battle in which the Germans did not pass. Okay, player one. That's not it. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Verdun. Player in 1965, de Gaulle won the presidency by defeating this socialist, later France's leader from 1981 to 1995. It's player one. You got it. Player one. Answer? The second daily double. You are in the lead right now. Player one, please select your... All right, here's your clue. In 1925, de Gaulle was promoted to the staff of the Supreme War Council by this marshal. However, you keep your lead. Here's the correct response. Henri-Philippe Pétain. Please pick again. His grandfather, Erasmus, argued in favor of evolution 60 years before he took up the cause himself. Yes, player one? Hey, you're right. Player in 1920, he was named director of the Institute of Theoretical Physics in Copenhagen. Yes, player one? That's correct. This German physicist won a 1918 Nobel Prize for his quantum theory. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Until his death in 1907, this chemist headed the Weights and Measures Bureau in St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player three. That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player 2. You got it. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? In 1855, Napoleon III swung a deal, arranging for this man's appointment as physicist at the Paris Observatory. It's player 1. Hey, you're right. Okay, the Keebler elves could probably tell you that the name of this snack comes from a Dutch word for small cake. Yes, player 1? Yes. Player 1. Maple or otherwise, this thick, sweet stuff is from the Arabic for to drink. Let's hear it, player 1. Hey, you're right. We first used in a novel about 90 years ago. It refers to a bright person, not someone who resembles Humpty Dumpty. Yes, player 1? Yeah! Yep. Player 1? The name of this type of aircraft is from 2 Greek words meaning spiral wing. Player 1? Yeah. That's correct. And the last clue for $2,000. The term funny bone is actually a pun on the name of this upper arm bone. Let's hear it, player 1. Right. Only 2 of you will be going on to Final Jeopardy. Sorry, player 3. We've got the Final Jeopardy round here for you, and today it features this category: word history. So, what's your wager? And now the last clue. This term for a deadly substance may derive from the name of a love goddess. Did you come up with the correct response? With that correct response, you will gain. And your response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? Congratulations, player 1. You're the winner. So long.